The Irrational Confidence Podcast. Let's take those country roads all the way home, take a veer off to the left, and sail right over to Pig Suey in Arkansas. The Tennessee Volunteers, they're heading to the state of Arkansas. At time of record, this shocked me. Maybe Vegas is putting some respect on Arkansas here. Tennessee is only a 13.5-point favorite in this football game. Over-under is 59.5. Josh Heupel and Nico Iamaleava, hopefully someday I'll say that right, and Dylan Sampson taking the greatest show in the Rocky Mountains all the way to Arkansas. Taylon Greens look good. The Boise State transfers look good under that Arkansas offense, but he can't protect the football and can't protect himself. I don't know, Fresh. Razorbacks got any shot in this one?
Well, I think first off, I think Nico and Josh Heupel will be definitely playing some mountain music on Saturday night in Fayetteville. I'm going to start with Arkansas because that team, Sam Pittman, Bobby Petrino, when they got hired, I was like, man, this has bad and good written all over it.
Right.
The bad is that if Petrino starts putting up points and they start becoming electric, is the fan base going to want to have him be the head coach again? Is it kind of be like, hey, it's just a friend, but it's not really a friend. It's actually more than a friend kind of situation. And becomes awkward for Sam Pittman, who's the head coach, but everyone doesn't really want to be a head coach. And that's kind of where the bad kind of like, man, it's really desperation. You're trying to save your job by bringing someone who they might love and want more than you. But the good is it's now exciting. Like this Arkansas team has a competitive fire to them from a head coach. They have an offensive genius, makes questionable decisions off the field, an offensive genius who's got talent and players to put in spots to be successful. And it kind of it's worked. They should have beat Oklahoma State. And pulled that one off. They kind of didn't have the defensive effort, didn't have the offense to get them the full 60 there. They played slow versus UAB, but the offense just kept going. The defense stood up the second half. They beat UAB pretty handily late. And then this past week, you see them versus A&M, they come out, they have the Aggies on the ropes, and they just didn't have enough juice in the fourth quarter to get them over the top. And then you mentioned the turnovers, Taylon Green making decisions. You're kind of like, what are we doing? You get the good with the bad, right. The yin with the yang. It's just, I can see where Vegas is like, I mean, maybe if they hit, they're going to be explosive. Petrino's going to try to attack. If things could have bounced, if they hit a couple of the throws, maybe they pull off a shocker. This might be one of those, this is one of those games in Fayetteville. It's going to be at night, that, Pig Suey going on. That crowd's going to be into it because they haven't had many games where they truly had a chance to pull off an upset. You hear this like, Alabama's going to Arkansas. Alabama was never going to lose to Arkansas. This is that weird chance where Arkansas has pulled off upsets in the past against LSU and a pretty good LSU football teams, and they had the extra juice. Does the crowd, does the energy give them the extra juice with an offense that at moments can score some points? That's the one thing that's going to keep them in there is that defense can they do just enough, and the offense can find ways to score some touchdowns. I think the first half will be tight. The second half is where we'll see Tennessee have a chance to really erupt just because they'll wear them down. When we get a full 4 quarters from the Hogs, we haven't seen that yet. I think that's what's holding them back a little bit. If they give us full 4 quarters, they might have a chance to be keeping it close, much less pull the upset. The other side, Tennessee, are they looking ahead to Georgia? Are they looking ahead to Alabama in a couple of weeks? 2 years ago, Alabama went up there. Tennessee pulled off an amazing comeback. Had an amazing lead. Alabama pulled off the comeback, and then Tennessee won late. Almost a mirror image of what happened in that Georgia-Alabama game this past week. Did Tennessee win 2 straight in Knoxville? Are they looking ahead to that? Are they looking ahead to beating Alabama, becoming a top 3 team in the country, top 2 team in the country in the rankings? Where's their mind at? They've been told how amazing they've been. And frankly, they didn't look that fantastic offensively with Oklahoma. Oklahoma's great defense, but they did not look as efficient as probably we thought. Or maybe, Josh Heupel may have toned it back a little bit. That might still linger. It's like, are they actually good enough to go on the road to get a big W and blow somebody out? In the end, a win's a win. You still got to count it. but where's that mentality of, are they changing who they are? And one thing I think that we all got comfortable with when we think of Tennessee is that Nico and the offense are going to throw the ball around the yard. This is a pass-heavy team, pass-heavy team, pass-heavy team. Well, they're not really a pass-heavy team. They're much more defensively focused and a run game. Nico is actually 10th in the SEC in passing yards, so only 892 on the year. He hasn't even broke 1,000 yards passing in. We all would have just looked at the scores. Oh, he's put up 13, 14, and 1,500 yards. Well, number one, the game's usually over at halftime, so he's already on the bench in the second half, not having to throw the ball. But the running game has been so dominant, he hasn't been used. So where's the passing game? Do we see more layers of that with Brew McCoy and that entire collection of talented players and Squirrel White and all them to really come out here and dominate and show off? The running game, the defense right now have been so solid, they don't really have to force him to throw, which is probably a great way to develop a young quarterback. You're not putting him in bad situations. You're going to try to keep coaching him and developing him. You don't have the veteran experience like we have with Milton or even better, Hendon Hooker. So Tennessee, another testy road game. How do you get yourself comfortable with the environment? How do you handle it? Keep in the moment. I think Tennessee still has enough. This is a very talented football team. I'm actually going to say early, it's going to be a very tight football game. Late, they win by 20. But that first half, Arkansas is going to give them all they want. But I think the talent from Tennessee is going to pay off. They'll cover the spread, and they'll score some late touchdowns just to add a little extra sizzle to it. I don't think Arkansas's defense is as good as Oklahoma's. But that first half will be a battle. And, Arkansas might even be within single digits, maybe have the lead at halftime. But Tennessee will prevail in the second half and pull away.
I think there's going to be a lot of fireworks in this football game. This is going to be a fun college football 25 video game like style of a contest, because I think both teams are going to put up points on each other. I actually, that 59.5, usually when we start getting to the upper 50s, usually scares me away. I actually like the over in this game. Fresh, you took the words right out of my mouth, just like Meatloaf said again as well. Very philosophical guy, that Meatloaf. But this running attack that Tennessee has built, and they're not just to throw the ball over the field, pass it, 40 times a game, and, Nico's just boom, 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 hitting all the receivers. Dylan Sampson, Deshaun Bishop have formed a nice 1-2 punch with them. 13 rushing touchdowns on the season. Good job out of them. And then you see Nico doing it himself with his legs. Tennessee's defense has been really, really strong. But this Arkansas offense, this is what scares me for Sam Pittman and Bobby Petrino. I should probably put those two together. I'm worried Arkansas is going to fire this combination. And they're going to be in the breadline. Well, it probably won't be in the breadline, but they'll be updating their resumes for Indeed. And they'll wind up at some school and everything will work out great for them. I really wish they would give this duo a little more time, because offensively, I feel Arkansas can hang with any team in college football. I think they can go point for point with any team. I think they can score with any team. Jackson, the running back, he's looked almost as good as Sampson over there. But because Arkansas is 3-2 and Tennessee is undefeated, guess what? He's not going to get the same type of love that Sampson's going to get over for the Vols. The problem for Arkansas is the Pig Sooie defense. I mean, this is just a bunch of hogs just rolling around in their mud and not really getting after it as they should. This defense really needs to turn up the pressure, turn up the intensity on Saturday. And I'm with you, Fresh. If Arkansas can put a full 4-quarter game together, and when they do, watch out, because they're going to pull off a big upset this year. I don't know when it's going to happen. I don't know if it's going to be this weekend or not. But whenever you said when Arkansas can put together that 4-quarter game, they're going to be very, very difficult to beat. I'm going to tell you right now, Arkansas will put together a 56-minute game and will wind up losing by 2 touchdowns because of the very end of the 4th quarter. This defense is going to finally get tired and lose to Tennessee there. But I'm going to say this, Fresh. You said halftime. This game is going into the 4th quarter at least for entertainment value. Like, this is a game, if you're not an Arkansas fan, if you're not a Tennessee fan, get some popcorn, get whatever you like to drink, brown water, clear water, whatever you want to do, and just enjoy football. Enjoy college football, because this is the type of game that makes college football fun. I got Tennessee in this game, but watch out for this Arkansas team.
Well, I will say right now, Vol fans, Hog fans, about 15, maybe 20 years ago. I'm probably going to get the dates wrong, but Arkansas had Tennessee beat. It was a very, very good Tennessee football team. And there's the Clint Sterner play, which all Volunteer fans and Arkansas fans are going to know. All they had to do is run the clock out, ball gets snapped. For some reason, Clint Sterner falls down, puts the ball down to support himself, and then looses the handle. Tennessee recovers the fumble and holds on to win the football game. Beware. These are the kind of teams where you overlook them a little bit, and they have ways to get you. Or, in a weird way, maybe this is kind of that mystic payback where they do finally get the upset. It didn't go their way once, but maybe this time they have enough ammunition to get it done. So you got to take every game seriously, every play seriously, especially if you're higher ranked, because everyone's going to give you the best effort. Tennessee being a top 4 team, top 5 team in the country, you're going to get everyone's best effort, and you've got to be able to play ready every single play, because now you are being hunted, as opposed to being the lurking team in the past.